Every journey begins with a whole bunch of books.
How you get so big getting food of this kind?
Hello, I'm here today to talk about the Star Wars Day book announcement for Journey to the Rise of Skywalker that breaks down all of the cool and exciting things that they are going to do in light of this new film release. This mirrors the campaigns we've seen before, Journey to the Force Awakens and Journey to the Last Jedi. They had said at Celebration that this was coming, but they were not ready to announce the books. Of course, it seems now that they saved this for their May the 4th announcement this year. So I'm going to go to the StarWars.com article that highlights all of the stories that are a part of this campaign, and go through the ones that I am the most excited for. The first book is the Resistance Reborn novel by Rebecca Roanhorse. For every one of these campaigns, there's usually a big centerpiece novel. For The Force Awakens, it was the first Aftermath book. For The Last Jedi, it was Phasma. Here we have Resistance Reborn. So I'm very excited about this novel because this is going to be the novel at the center of everything else that's going to come out as a part of this campaign. I must admit that I am not familiar with the author, but I'm looking forward to getting to know her writing. Star Wars novels overall have been a great way for me to find new authors that I didn't really know of before so that I can enjoy more works of fiction. So once again, I'm excited to see this. Clearly, they must have a lot of confidence in her if she's gonna come right out of the bat with the big novel, so I'm excited. Based off of her website, it seems that she's an award-winning author of fiction and non-fiction alike, and so seeing a new perspective on some of these characters that we've grown to love is something that I'm really excited for. The novel itself comes out on the 12th of November, so that's just a little bit more than a month before the film comes out, and the blurb says that Poe, Leia, Rey, and Finn must struggle to rebuild the Resistance after their defeat at the hands of the First Order. So as we saw in The Last Jedi, the good guys lose and just barely manage to survive. This book is basically going to be about the groundwork of rebuilding the Resistance to the point of whatever it is we're going to see it as in The Rise of Skywalker. Next up, we have a YA novel called Force Collector. This is by Kevin Shinnick. Shinnick is another one that I am not overly familiar with, though he seems to be something of a jack of all trades, doing a lot of voice work, animation stuff, writing for TV and comics. Previously in Star Wars, he's written Chewie and the Porgs, so now he's kind of making his way into writing a YA novel. This book comes out on the 19th of November, so just a couple days later than the previous novel discussed. In the blurb here says, set just before The Force Awakens, a restless teenager sets out to discover what connections his mysterious Force powers have to the fabled Jedi and what the Force has in store for him. So this novel is the one that's sparking the most speculation right now. We have another Force user set just before The Force Awakens, and it's on another kind of desert world. And the main three deserty kind of worlds we know right now are Tatooine, Jakku, and Jeddah. So if this is a world we've seen before, it could have some kind of tie to who knows what. It has been confirmed to be a new character by Matt Martin, and that's pretty much all we know. So this book is the one that's already sparking all of the speculation just because it's now set before any of the movies, and this tie to like these Force things that the person collects, so I'm really excited to see where this one goes. Next, we actually have a Marvel comic line called Star Wars Allegiance. The author of this is Ethan Sachs with artist Luke Ross. Ethan Sachs has already been seen in the Star Wars universe writing for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and some for the Age of the Republic comic, and the artist is no stranger to Star Wars, working on Star Wars Republic as well, along with the comic adaptations of Thrawn. Next, I want to talk about Choose Your Destiny, a Finn and Poe adventure. Not gonna lie, this is the one I might be the most excited for, but it's because it's the fourth Choose Your Destiny novel in a series that has been written by Cavan Scott with art by Elsa Chartier. It's been the same team up every time. I've loved the last three. I just finished Obi-Wan Anakin adventure, and I was already wanting another one to get another one announced, and this one is about Finn and Poe. I'm already invested just because I've liked the series so far. This one actually comes out in October, the 4th of October, and the blurb says, join Finn, Poe, and BB-8 on a dangerous but necessary mission for the struggling Resistance. With over 20 possible outcomes, the reader will have to choose carefully in order to keep Finn, Poe, and BB-8 safe from the evil First Order. Next up, we have Spark of the Resistance by Justina Ireland. Justina Ireland has previously written Lando's Luck, which was a part of the Flight of the Falcon series, which which I thoroughly enjoyed. I'm excited to see Justina return to Star Wars, and also excited because she and Kevin Scott from the previous book are two of the writers for the mysterious Project Luminous that's coming out in 2020. So it's nice to see her kind of get into another Star Wars novel. The illustrator on this is Phil Noto. Phil Noto is also no stranger to Star Wars, working on the Poe Dameron comic series, the Chewbacca miniseries. He's kind of been in and out all over the place. His art is fantastic, so I'm excited to see them team up for this one. This book also releases on October 4th, and the official blurb says, when a distress plea goes up from the isolated planet of Minfar, Resistance heroes Rey, Poe, and Rose hear the call. Together they will face down a First Order battalion, terrifying flying creatures, and a weapon that could change the course of the war. So again, we see another novel of our favorite sequel trilogy characters teaming up. I'm really excited at the prospect of this novel, as well as all of the other ones that we've described here, because it means that when we hit the Rise of Skywalker, all of these characters will have time to form friendships. That it's not going to be, okay, now we're going to watch Rey and Rose get to know each other. This will have already happened, so we can see a Rey and a Rose that are already used to working with each other and used to being team members when we see them on screen, as opposed to kind of having to watch them grow when really they should be working towards their character resolutions in The Rise of Skywalker. To follow that up, we have more comics, this time in the IDW Star Wars Adventures series. The Star Wars Adventure comics have been a series of basically anthology comics. Some of them have tied into Flight of the Falcon, some of them have had tie-ins to other Star Wars projects, basically just highlighting really cool stories that don't necessarily fit into some kind of larger narrative. It's just been really fun kind of vignettes into the Star Wars universe. The authors behind this, John Barber and Michael Morsi, are no strangers to Star Wars adventures. Artists will be Derek Charm and Tony Fleeks. Charm, of course, is also no stranger to Star Wars adventures. The release dates are staggered because, of course, there will be several issues in this. The official description says, in a series of original stories, the mighty Wookiees of Kashyyyk must defend their home against the armies of the evil First Order, plus R2-D2, C-3PO, and BB-8 team up on a top-secret spy mission adventure for the Resistance. So we'll see this in October, November, and December. Beyond that, we will see several early readers books, several kind of game books, like a search and find, that sort of thing, different kinds of reference novels, all sorts of fun side stuff that you can use to really get into the film as it comes out. But the two other really big announcements that were in this article were, of course, the Art of Rise of Skywalker, written by Phil Szostak. He's done the other art of books, which are basically making of books for the other films in the Star Wars Disney canon. I actually have the Last Jedi one myself. The cover of this book is absolutely stunning and has everybody talking, and so I'm really excited to see what art we can see from this book going forward. And the other super exciting announcement is that, of course, there will be another visual dictionary written by the great and wonderful Pablo Hidalgo himself, and it's always great to see Pablo's vision of Star Wars. Pablo's book comes out the 20th, the day the film comes out, because of course this book will be filled with spoilers, so you're not going to want to look at that one until you've seen the film, and the art of book also comes out on the 20th. So they're going to have all kinds of great tidbits for the movie, so those will be ready just as soon as the film comes out. So those are the things in Journey to the Rise of Skywalker that I'm the most excited for. That was in no way all of the things that are coming out. I will link to the full list so you can check it out yourself. Let me know what you are most excited for. Let me know what you are definitely planning on getting and can't wait to read. Please make sure you're following us on all of the socials if you're not already. And until next time, keep it real and fly casual.
Cooking can be fun!